Welcome back to Colonize The New World, a gameplay overview. We're going to be continuing where we left off last time, which was turn 1. And now we're going to do turn 2 and 3. So, to start with, we're going to check our cheat sheet over here for our phase order. And as you can see, nothing really applies on phase 1 upkeep. We would be exchanging the start token, but since it's just us, we aren't going to do that. So we're going to go straight to our movement phase. Remember, caravels can move 4 spaces, and last time we bought a soldier and a colonist to pick up from our starting position. They're going to move 1, 2, 3, 4. Now these are basically starting positions or docks to Europe. So when you're here, you're safe. Nothing can attack you. So now that you're here, you're just going to wait a turn because you already used your 4 movement spaces. And so now we're going to go straight to our action phase. Now this isn't the most efficient move, and I already prepared it, but basically, where our population said 3 before, we changed it to 1, and we grabbed 2 colonists and put them underneath. And this is so next turn we can move them and make another colony. So what we did was we depopulated the colony. So once you put population in there, you can reduce it and pull out a colonist. So that's why that changed from 3 to 1. Now we're going to skip our independence phase because we're not there yet. And now we're going to go straight to the end of turn. Now as you can see, the first thing you do is you receive building resources. Now remember, we had 3 last time. And we get 3 per colony, so we're going to track it on here, put it at 6. And we don't have anything to make trade goods or Liberty Bells, so we'll skip that. Now here's where we get to make a decision. We can construct a building. A colony can construct 1 building a turn. And this is where we have a choice to make. Basically, this is your decision. We can make a stockade if we want some defense, a factory if we want some money and trade goods, a port if we want, if we had a bunch of fish there, and this would allow us to make boats there instead of at Europe. Or if we want to rush towards Liberty Bells, we have to make a school first, and this lets us make military units at the colony instead of at Europe. So, for purposes of this, let's make a factory. Now, as you can see, the first thing is it costs 4 building resources. So we're going to move this down to 2. The next thing, as you can see, it gives us $200. Now you can see all those other things, swamp, forest, and so on. This is why we marked it here, so we wouldn't have to check the colony itself. So, if we go back here, we see that a mountain gives us $100. So that means 200 plus 100, we're now going to get $300. We had a gold mine, and that's $400, so we will get $700. Now for crops, remember they come in increments of 2. So we have 6 of them, which basically means we're going to get 3 times 200. So $600 plus $700, we're going to get $1,300 from building that factory. So basically we're going to collect our money over here. And then we're going to move to our next phase in the game. And this is where we now are at the King's Market. And this is where we can buy boats, soldiers, and so on. But to keep it simple for this demonstration, we're gonna buy a caravel, a soldier, and a colonist. Now, to show you what the purpose of writing your SP was on your player sheet, you have a choice. You can either have this new ship come from your original starting position 2, or you can roll a D8 and that's where you'll go. So let's say I rolled and it's an 8. That means my boat will now come over here on 8, and that's where they're going to come in, which will allow me to come over to the east coast of America. Because maybe I wanted to go over there, because maybe there was a Spanish player here and he wanted to attack him. Or maybe you just want to conquer the Carolinas and Florida. So that's your turn 2, because we have no treaties we have to pay off, and we're not getting a Founding Father card yet. So now that we're on turn 3, just like the last turn, there isn't anything on the upkeep. The sea monster doesn't come out yet. He comes out next turn. So we're going to go straight to our movement phase. Except now we have 2 boats we're going to move. So now we can move these guys wherever we want. Let's maybe have them go up north. So 1, 2, 3, 4. And since we want to go farther up north, where we place the sea monster just to get him out of the way, we're not going to do anything else. But we have this boat over here, so we're going to just make a beeline here. So 1, 2, 3. Now, because that was only 3 spots, after we disembark, we can move the boat back 1. Now, we wanted to build another colony. Oh, no, actually, excuse me. I almost forgot. We made these 2 colonists because we wanted to build a colony. So let's pull them out and move them 1, 2, 3, 4. So now they're going to be inland. So now that we're done with all our movements, we're going to start making colonies and do our action phase. Let's decide. In our scenario, Boston is now in the heartland, the Midwest. We're going to put both of our colonists in there. We are going to take this lovely sheet that I filled out here. Boston. Except we're going to change the population to 2. Now, just like before, we would fill out all these things because you're going to get whatever is in the surrounding area. And actually, I wasn't paying attention, so we'll do this now. We built a colony on an Indian pyramid. So that means we have a choice. We can either raise our Indian aggression level by 1, or we can roll this D8 and we can pay them the amount of money times the roll by 100. So, we rolled a 1. So that means if we pay them $100, they'll let us build a colony next to them and they won't get mad at us. But had we rolled an 8, we would have had to pay $800. So it's a bit of a risk reward right there. And then up here, we're also going to build a colony. And we're going to put Philadelphia pretty close to where it originally was. And like before, we're going to mark that soldier in there. Sorry about the glare. It's really shiny. And so, we would fill this out like before. But to make the video short, I won't. So we have all those crops. We have a swamp. We have the pyramid. We have the river. Yep. Oh, and we have fish even. So that's what we will mark on that sheet. And up here, you can see we have lots and lots of forest. We have a couple of fish there and there. We're in the Arctic even, which gives defensive bonuses, and we have mountains. So that's what you will mark on there, because just like before when we built the factory over here, that's going to give us bonuses, except the fish up there will give us bonuses when we build a port. And so, just like before, we would go through our end of turn, except now we're going to get 9 building resources instead of 3, because we have 3 colonies. And because we built a factory, we're going to mark that we have a trade good that we get, which will be easily markable on the final version of this. But for now, we're just going to mark it here. 1 trade good. So now that we've done that, we would go to our King's Market again. We would buy stuff. We may buy another boat. And then just like before, we can roll this dice to see where the boat would land. In this case, it would go to 7, which will be way over here by the Caribbean islands. And now we've seen about 3 turns of the game, how it functions, and you get a general idea of how it works. And a lot of this tracking you can do between turns. So when the other players are moving or they're buying stuff, you can just kind of have it already tracked and mapped out what you want to do. And that way the game keeps moving at a smooth pace. But as you can see, if you have 3 colonies lined up, it can get a little intense in terms of how you're going to defend it, because that's a lot of space to cover. And as you can see, I wasn't paying attention. I built my colony right next to an Indian settlement. So I could have been forced to pay $800, which I didn't have. So then I would have had my Indian aggression level raise up 1, which means they're that much closer to attacking me. So that's all for this video. I hope it makes more sense and you get a better idea of what we're doing. And I hope to see you next time.